we've come back.
It's quite a lot.
We're Craig and Kirsty, a British couple who got married on a beach in 2018. And instead of a honeymoon, we decided to travel the world together. And so we created Tied Knot Travellers. We left our home and jobs behind us and boarded a one-way flight. But the global pandemic caused us to rethink our travel plans. So we spent 6 months exploring Estonia. Now we're finally continuing our travels, taking a new route and exploring some of the Greek islands. Between us, we have visited 52 countries, and we'd love you to join us as we continue our travels and explore the world.
We are here in the Greek island of Kefalonia. We've been here for about 10 days now, and after a difficult start with a hurricane and a severe electrical storm, we're finally on the straight and narrow. Today we're going to continue with adventures, and our aim for today is to climb that mountain there. It's called Mount Ainos, and it's the highest peak here in Kefalonia. It's 1,628 meters high, and it's a Cretaceous era mountain. We've got a sunny day. It looks a bit cloudy up there on the peak, but we're hoping by the time we get up there it will be nice and clear. And it is about 45-minute drive to the point where you start the trek.
Something I'm really excited about today is my new coffee cup. We're finding that we go to coffee shops and we're having to use the throwaway cups, which as a consumer I prefer to try and reduce the amount we use them. I understand I'm going to use them sometimes, so I'm really excited. It's cute. It's the little things, you know, they make you happy. I'm excited. We've got coffee, we've got a mountain to climb, we've got sunshine and these stunning views. We've arrived up in the clouds. It feels like, well, we're definitely up in the clouds. I don't know if you can see all around me. Yeah, the drive up here was beautiful. I would describe certainly the start of the drive as quite similar to the roads in Sardinia when we drove around there planning our wedding. So then as we got higher up the mountain, sadly, you can tell that the roads and the scenery have definitely been affected by the hurricane that happened just a week ago when we first arrived, and then subsequently the electrical storm that happened a couple of days ago. Poor little island is definitely pretty devastated. Parts of the road have just been covered in boulders where there's just obviously been bits of landslide, and even the signs for this place, some of them are just lying flat down. We saw a couple stood there bending over trying to read one and picking them up, but people are still coming up here now. It's safe. This is why we waited a little while. It's definitely cooler up here, and we've got a little bit of a walk now. I'm not entirely sure how long it's going to take us, but we'll get walking and we'll warm up.
A tiny break in the clouds. You can literally see the clouds forming as they're hitting the side of the mountain.
It's crazy how much less scary it is when the sun comes out and the clouds go.
It's pretty scary. We're right by all the satellites and all the masts. You can see them now because there's a bit of a gap in the weather.
You couldn't see them a second ago.
You couldn't see them a second ago.
Close. You can see the sky. Wow.
You can actually see blue sky. The weather up here is amazing. You can't see very far. It's about 10 meter visibility, and there's just this creaky metal door that's going.
And Craig started walking towards the satellite and going that way, and I was like, I'm not going that way. It's so fresh up here.
But it is amazing up here. It's literally like a smoke machine.
I'm taking a bit of comfort from the fact that there are 2 other cars parked up here, which means there's a couple of people on the trail. I can feel the moisture from the clouds. I'm gonna have some frizzy hair. No change there.
It's the humidity.
So I've got a hat on, it's fine. I feel like today it's really making us work for the view. We're just arriving at each viewpoint and it's just cloudy, and then we're just waiting because the cloud's moving pretty quickly, so every now and then there's a break and you can see it. It's like, wow, it's quite mystical watching it clear and seeing the view.
It's crazy. You can really see the power of Hurricane Ainos the other day. There's 2 huge trees up there that have just folded over, and a third tree just there. I've been saying to Kirsty, stick to the left-hand side so that we can see if anything starts coming down that hill.
But there's a little break in the clouds right now and it's getting sunny again.
There is. We can see over to the southeast side of the island. Can see
beautiful.
Sammy over there. Oh, and funnily enough, having just said that, in front of us, there's a massive boulder which has come rolling down the hill and sat itself in the middle of the path. Look at the size of that. And you can see all that dolomite up there.
I'm not very strong.
It's crumbling, isn't it?
Yeah, a little piece of dolomite there. That makes me really nervous, but and there you go, that's how they collect dolomite to build things.
Like Kurosari Castle.
Yeah, I have no skills to carve that into anything, but cool.
We've just come along this trail and we've seen another path that goes up into the forest, and there's this sign right next to us. So the signs aren't really obvious as to where you are and what's going on, but it does have a compass on, which is crucial with any map, and it does also have the contours as well. Sammy is to the east of us, east is that way, so I can see that we've been heading southeast along this trail. So the red line is actually the national park border. We're here at about just over 800 meters elevation. We're going to walk all the way up this path to the peak, which is at 1,628 meters.
So now we've got to take a walk up this path, and it's going to be our biggest incline of the walk so far. So it's kind of eased us in gently, and now it's like boom, straight to the top.
Yeah. Even in this last bit of trail, we're going to gain over 800 meters in elevation.
Hopefully, if we make it. We've got to make it first.
From where we parked the car, which is by the satellite station, probably takes about 20 minutes. This next bit, I don't know, but we'll let you know when we get to the top, where we're going to sit down and have lunch.
Yeah, when we get there.
So this dirt track is essentially the national park boundary, and you can see that this trail that we're about to join and go up the mountain, it also continues down to the southeast. Let's go. Mordor, here we come. It's nothing like a bit of jeopardy to go with your trail hike. All this deadfall.
No snakes yet though. It's a good thing Craig's here. I was just carrying on, going in that direction, and Craig's behind me, says, hang on, it's right here. And then we look, it says summit this way, so he's probably right. I'm gonna go this way.
It is slightly confusing though, because you come up this trail here and then you can see behind me it continues up there, but there is a right hand fork which goes up to where Kirsty's gone, and there is a sign here which Kirsty pointed to, but the official sign points left and has Greek letters, whereas someone's written summit. We have reached the end of the vegetation and the tree line. There's no trees beyond here. This certainly feels like great training for Everest Base Camp, but this is amazing. I can't believe this is in Kefalonia. I've been to the mountains in Cyprus, and they feel pretty similar to this actually. They would do, it's pretty close. And again, it feels like the smoke machine has just started. The cloud is just coming across. And the wind has just picked up.
This definitely feels like a trail though, so it's filling me with confidence.
The other thing is, because of all the storms and the rain we've had, a lot of the trails and the roads up here, you can see the water's carved out a gully to run down. So looks like we're not too far off. Imagine if there was no cloud, this would be an incredible view. We still have a bit further to go up there. There's not been too many other people up here, but since we have been walking, we've seen 2 other groups of people, so it's good that there are some others.
Craig's turn to go first now.
It's just started raining.
Yep. I made it to the summit of Mount Ainos.
Yes.
As mountains go, that's not actually too bad. It's obviously very cloudy and it started raining at the very top bit when we were scrambling up the rocks, but
it's just spitting a little bit.
yeah, I'm ready for lunch now.
We are at the highest point in the Ionian region.
Yeah, 1628 metres.
It literally took us about 15 minutes coming up those steps.
Time for lunch in the clouds.
Unfortunately, we haven't got the view yet, but we're going to sit somewhere sheltered, have some food, and hopefully it'll clear up.
Homemade sandwich time. This functions, it's got more in it.
Thanks, Rogers. Wow, check out these guys. They love to live the high life, clearly.
Yeah.
We've just eaten lunch. Kirsty made us a lovely hummus, cheese and tomato sandwich. Unfortunately, it feels like it's getting thicker. Perhaps we'll come back another day to see the glorious views and get some great footage up here. I think we're going to have to do that. We're just going to make our own little addition to the peak right on the top. Go on, you can make it. There we go, precariously perched right on the peak of Mount Ainos. Tide Not Travellers 2020, time to head down.
Yeah.
Weather's closing in.
It really is. Let's get out of here. We're actually soaked. I can't believe how soaked we are. It's not raining, it's just from the moisture in the air and the clouds. Soaking, and can't really see where we're going. I'm just going to follow Craig. This is our route back down.
Here she comes.
It's so not elegant.
You smashed that peak.
Can take this off now that we're down a bit lower.
Even coming down just a few meters, I mean, that is the peak right there. It just feels so much more sheltered here. We're just making our way back, and it's just so creepy in this forest. Bit dark, it's completely silent apart from the 2 of us. Got the mist lurking in the trees. I feel like we're in Lord of the Rings. It's just these last few steps and then we're back at the national park boundary.
Yeah.
And we have made it
back down to the start of the summit path. Look at how misty that track is there ahead, the way back.
You can see how this slab of dolomite has just slid perfectly out of that slot there. Fresh, unweathered dolomite where that slab was sat. You see those beautiful layers, and it's like a jigsaw puzzle the way it's just slot straight out and slid down here.
We've made it back to the car. Unsurprisingly, there's no one else around now. We just heard a rock or something fall over there. So yeah, it feels like it's time to get out of here. But we made it. Made it back. Oh, there's a couple of motorbikes there. So maybe there's some other crazies up here still.
So after our previous climb to the top of Mount Ainos, just being covered in cloud, we've come back. We have made it, and check this out.
twice to climb this mountain, all to get these shots for you. Hope you appreciate these views from the mountain.
I was not going to climb this and not be able to see the views from the peak. And as you can see, they are absolutely spectacular. So happy we came back. Distance wise, it must be no more than 5 miles direct, but it's taken us an hour and a half to get from Lourdes, just down there, to get to the peak. So worth it. You can just about see Zante under the bottom of that cloud there. Sounds weird to say that, but the turquoisey blue colours of the sea down there looks absolutely beautiful. Just over there you might just be able to see Kefalonia airport. You can see all the TV masts over there, which is where you park your car and you walk along and up through the forest to get to the peak here. If I pan around a bit further, Sammy and Hagia Ephemia are down in that little bay over there. Here's the peak, and there's Kirsty, and then the island of Ithaca just over there. Further up this side of the island you eventually get to Fiscardo. You can just about see the Greek mainland over there. Down here somewhere you'll have Poros, and then behind that cloud over here is Scala. And you can walk further along to the next peak over there. Beautiful views when the cloud clears. We are making our way back down in sunshine. This is on the shady side of Mount Ainos, a lot less eerie than it was last time.
Sounds so musical.
We've got mountain goats on our sunny hike today. It's really nice to see some other life up here.
Yeah, they were all hiding last time.
Yeah, check out this view. So we have successfully scaled Mount Ainos twice and we've walked back to the car now, and we're going to head off to location number 2, which looks really spectacular as well. Looking forward to showing you. We are back at the car where
the clouds.
antenna are. It feels like we've gone back in time because it's exactly the same cloudy, misty, murky weather that it was the first time we came here.
I don't think it's quite so bad, but yeah, the antennas are definitely up in the clouds.
Yeah, it's a bit of blue sky here. Haven't had lunch yet, so we're pretty hungry. It's mid-afternoon and we've stopped here at one of our favourite places in Kefalonia called Kafepolian. We're both very much in need of some energy after that mountain climb, so I've got myself a cappuccino. Looking forward to this.
My favourite Freddo cappuccino with a compostable straw. I think I ordered too much food. A whole plate of food here of so Greek baguette. It's basically just everything in Greece is full of feta, olives and tomatoes. And that's what's in the baguette. But it's got a whole tray of crisps with it, and then a plate of wedges to go with it as well, so it's quite a lot.
And then I'm channeling my inner 5-year-old and I'm having chicken nuggets and chips. But it's exactly what I need after climbing a mountain. I'm going to steal some of Kirsty's wedges as well, and the aioli dip looks tasty. Now we're off to our final stop of the day.
So destination number 2 for today is the wonderful St George's Castle, which we're just stood at the foot of now, and it's kind of partly in ruins, but it's got beautiful views across from here, and we're gonna try and take a little look. It's closed so we can't go inside, but we're gonna obviously have a look at it from above.
Yeah, it's a beautiful old castle, and as Kirsty said, it's closed at the moment. The gate's just in front of us and it's definitely locked.
It looks really cool.
But at least we've got the drone with us, so we will get that up. But here's the front gate.
St George's Castle is located just 7 kilometres from the capital of Kefalonia, Augustoli. The original castle dates back to the 11th century, but most of what is seen today comes from the Venetians, who took it over from the Turks at the end of the 15th century. The Venetians fortified the castle walls with the use of forced labour and shipped in Venetian craftsmen to build a small town in the front of the castle in the area called the Castro. Work on the castle was completed in 1545. The area covers 16,000 square metres and is enclosed by 620 metres of walled fortifications. The castle became the effective capital of Kefalonia until 1757, when it was transferred to Augustoli. The castle is usually open to visitors every day except for Mondays, and entry is free of charge. It's a popular place to visit and wander around, and also has a perfect viewing platform outside, which is a great sunset spot. There's also a few restaurants nearby to enjoy the view with dinner and drinks.
St George's Castle is located literally just outside of Augustoli, so it's about a 10-minute drive just south of Augustoli, and it's perched right on top of a hill, so it really stands out and it's easy to see. It looks out west towards Zante. You can see that's Mount Ainos, and along that coastline is Lourdes, where we're staying, a bit further along the coast. You can see Zante. Around that corner is Lassi and Kefalonia Airport.
So peaceful up here in this view. The best thing I like about this view is I didn't have to work very hard for it. You can drive straight up here through this cute little village where there was all these locals just chilling, and they just look so relaxed. That's something I'm loving about the Greeks. They're just sitting on their veranda, chilling, they wave as you go by, loads of cats strolling around, just, yeah, definitely feeling the Greek vibes today. Craig drove us straight up here. Car is just literally down there. We're on this little viewing platform area with seats. And you've got St George's Castle there with these views. So if you're like me, you want a view without having to work too hard for it, come to St George's Castle, it's a good one. Having just climbed Mount Ainos this morning, I'm happy to have a nice easy to get to view. So
We hope you've enjoyed today's adventure to the top of Mount Ainos and also to the beautiful St George's Castle at sunset.
But if you can't wait until the next video, head over to our Instagram because it's all there in our story highlights. We post daily stories of where we are, so you'll see what's coming up on our channel next. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our YouTube channel and ring the bell so you can see where we go next and every time we load an adventure. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up.
We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, and goodbye from Kefalonia for now.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you, bye.
Take care, bye.
Join us next time as we explore the enchanting Melasani Lake and head inside the Drogorati Cave before revealing one of Kefalonia's secrets. If you can't wait that long, head over to our Instagram at Tide Not Travellers for daily updates on what we're currently up to and what's coming up in our future videos. Well, you know, we wanted
Mount
to go
Ainos.
see the eerie, windy, creaking doors near the satellite.
We're
That wasn't
walking
scary.
round and you can't see very far. It's about 10 metre visibility and there's just this creaky metal door that's going.
And Craig started walking towards the satellite and going that way, and I was like, I'm not going that way. The loop was pretty cool, scary but cool, so I'm glad we did that.
Yeah,
Excited for the
do
trail
something
now, though.
that scares you every day.
Oh yeah, I've done enough of those things. Being
Yeah.
trapped in a storm and a hurricane was enough. I'm gonna have some frizzy hair. No change there.
It's the humidity.
So I've got a hat on, it's fine. We made it to the top, to the summit of Mount Ainos.
Mount Ainos. And in the end I just said, I'm going to have to go and not slip. Gonna have to go not in that way. Oh dear.